Being a minor celebrity isn't easy for me, but I learned to relish every moment of it throughout my day. So, I usually start my days by waking up at 8, which usually works most of the time. Yep, I'm getting up right there. Okay, moving on. Once I usually get out the door, I usually walk down the hallway and then get ready to go prepare my morning cup of coffee like I do every morning. The process starts like this. I simply need to look for a mug that I want to use. In this case, I need to look in the dishwasher because I had mugs washed during that time. And I select this particular mug because, well, I like the big mugs. And then I usually go to grab the coffee. And then I pour it into the mug like so. This will take a while. Once finished, I put the coffee pot back into the coffee maker, and then I take my mug and then go to put it in the microwave, in which I will heat up my coffee since it cooled down over time. Then, I set the microwave to heat it up for a minute and then go on to prepare other things while I wait. Once the microwave gets all the way down to 0, that is when I take my mug and then pull it out of the microwave because it had finished heating up. And then I begin to prepare the final touches to my coffee. I wish there was a Dr. Pepper bottle right there. To finish up my coffee, which involves actually sweetening my coffee, and because I don't have creamer present, I simply pull out the milk and then set it down next to my coffee, in which I will make way for the sugar soon. Once everything is secure and the fridge is closed, I pour the milk into my coffee, but make sure not to overdo it. Next, I pull out the sugar, and then I go for 2 spoonfuls of sugar, but take it one at a time because it can make a mess. I'm sure we've all been there at some point. I do have a little bit of shakiness, which is why you see the spoon shaking, so you'll want to disregard that and keep this in mind as we continue. Once I put in the necessary spoonfuls of sugar into my coffee, I go to put the sugar away, and then once that's done, I take the same spoon that I used to scoop the sugar, and then I mix my coffee together using that exact same spoon. But then I dispose the spoon into the sink when I'm done. But before that comes a taste test. Then, once everything is done, I take my coffee, and then I go to drink it. And this pretty much sums up what goes on with me in the mornings when it comes to making coffee. At the same time, I am also making breakfast, but usually save my coffee for before or after. Let's move ahead. Once the coffee thing is said and done, I still have the responsibility to get dressed. So I do that, and then I look like as to how I look to my audience today. And then I take a morning stretch to make sure that I'm all geared up for the day. That little twirl was customary. And then I take to the bottom to make sure that everything is geared on properly. And then I start my ceiling fan research. Today, a brand that sold usually at Walmart has been intriguing my brain. This is what's called home trends. Simply, I look it up, and then I try to look around to see what's been buzzing that is causing me to be interested. And I just look and gather every detail I can possibly get. This is one of the perks of being a ceiling fan YouTuber. Once you start looking, you know you can't stop. Although there comes a point in time when you know you have to stop. One of the upsides to being a ceiling fan YouTuber is that I also get to have a look at my YouTube channel to see how much attention is coming across the way and to see how many people are actually watching my videos. With this said, I'm proud of how I'm doing so far. I also take the time to watch my videos to see if there are any improvements that I can make on them, or if there are any ceiling fans that I possibly could have recorded and that I missed out on. Around 11, I usually make myself lunch, and in this case, I am proud to be drinking a Dr. Pepper because you know what I always say, a Dr. Pepper a day keeps the doctor awake. And then I go outside whenever I get the chance to take a minute to get some fresh air. Even ceiling fan YouTubers need a break every now and again. I take a swing because I know it's perfect exercise. Every day I take the swings to keep myself in shape. And I might take a slide or two. Yep, there I go. And once more, I begin to swing to keep myself in perfect shape. Once I feel like I've had enough exercise, and of course enough fun, probably, I take a moment to look around and see what God has placed in front of me. Yes, sir, every bit of what I see is beauty, and I relish every moment of that. And I'm happy with what's placed in front of me. And then, after a little bit of looking around, enjoying the view, I take a minute to pray and thank God for everything that He has done for us, and everything that He has put together right in front of us, and everything that He can do for us in the future, and to keep us safe, even during the weird times. Once everything is said and done, I take a walk home, but never forget how much God has done for us, and think about what I can do for Him possibly. Once I get home, I go to take a little bit of a rest. But needless to say, that video games are also involved in this break.
No. Aw, nuts.
Before or after dinner, but at 7 precisely, this is when chores begin. I'm not usually one to complain because, 1, I get these chores done very thoroughly and efficiently, and 2, I'm not usually one to complain. I relish every minute of this. This chore is trash and recycle. That is my chore for the moment. My job and role here for this particular chore is to break down the recycles and then set them into the recycle bin so the recycle guys can come Monday morning when that time comes to take the recycles away so they can be, you guessed it, recycled. But the day before they come, I have to set the recycle bin on the curb so they can come and pick it up. And then I go to take care of the one big part of this, the trash. I got to make sure that everything is disposed of properly, and I gotta make sure that the bathroom trashes are taken care of too. Yes, we have trash cans in the restroom, and for good reasons too. Once that's said and done, everything is disposed of. I take out the trash that is full, and then replace that trash bag with a new and empty trash bag. This is important because I actually need to dispose of this right away the minute I pull it out. The best way to unfold a trash bag is to make sure it's open properly and then flap it a little bit until it puffs up, and then you'll want to stuff it in carefully, but make sure the bottom goes down all the way so that way it's not bunched up together and there's still room to place trash in there. Once I'm done placing the new bag in, I go outside once more to throw the old bag into the trash bin. And then, I am done, ready to move on to the next thing. With any daylight I have left, I take one more trip to the park for the evening. Take a few more moments to the swings to keep myself in top physical form. Okay, and maybe perhaps one more slide down too. And then I take one more moment to look around. All around. Every last minute of the moment. I take some time to see everything that God has done and what He has provided for us all throughout. After taking these last minute beauties in, I take another and one final moment to pray and thank God for everything that He has done for me throughout the day and for everything that He has placed in front of us at the present moment and what He may place in front of us in the future, come what may. There's a lot of praying that goes on in my day, but it is my choice to pray because it is God's Word that gets me going. After my prayer, I take a bit of a stretch to take everything in, and then I walk home and take the time to look around, take a breath, and see everything that God has done for us. Shortly after I get home comes the challenging parts. Now I need to get ready for bed, so I need to get my PJs on, which is usually easy because I only just wear PJ pants. The shirt can stay on. But after I get my PJs on, I go in to take a little bit of a brush. At least I tried to take a brush anyway. It is very important to me because I don't want to have stinky breath or anything else like that. And as you know, it is the usual routine. Look at that smile. After everything is said and done, I take a minute to fill up my water cup. Yes, I usually take water to bed. And because I get thirsty every now and again, that's what it's for. I usually like to fill it to the top. Don't worry, nothing much spills. So nobody needs to worry about any spills that go on. Alright, this may be filling for a while until it gets to the top. Once that's done, I take it back to my room to set it where I usually set much of my stuff, in my nightstand area. Or at least that would be the counter area where the blinds go and where I usually set my stuff that I consider my nightstand. And then I head out and prepare the rest of my Eve stuff before I head out to bed that night. Once that's all done and out of the way, I pray once more every night. Because that is a tradition in my family, to pray every night before bed. And it is very important to us. After that, it is bedtime. Although we do go to bed late, we do get enough sleep. So for those who worry, do not worry, because I assure you we get enough sleep. And that's what goes on in the day in the life of me.